Hi, I'm Paul Schultz.
And I'm Jennifer Schultz.
And we're a couple of beers. Stay with us because in today's episode, we are reviewing brews from
Trader Joe's.
It's coming right up.
Welcome back to A Couple of Beers. So on today's episode, we're going to be doing a beer review, but it's Trader Joe's beer review.
Yeah.
So all the beers from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, so we want to talk a little bit about this, but sometimes beer aficionados can be maybe seen as a little snobby, and we want to avoid that. We're not interested in appearing to drink good beer. We want to actually...
We want to drink all beer.
Drink good beer. So we're going to kind of jump right into it. And we'll wrap up when we're done, but we've got 5 brews from Trader Joe's, all exclusive to Trader Joe's, right?
Right.
And our first is what?
Our first one is a Hefeweizen by Josephsbrau Brewing Company. It's a 5.3%.
By Josephsbrau.
Josephsbrau Brewing Company.
Oh, that's great. Again, exclusive to Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Look at that. Look at the head. That's exactly what I expect on a Hefe.
That's promising right there.
Oh my goodness, it is.
Good color.
Yeah.
Nice head. Malty, because you can see how that is sticking to the side of the glass.
I mean, look at the structure in the head.
Yeah.
It's insane. All right, well, let's see what we get on the nose here.
Coriander.
Yeah.
What else do you get?
I mean, definitely Hefe esters.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit of banana.
It smells like a Hefe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that.
I feel like the
maybe
rest
a little,
is gonna come through when we taste it.
Maybe a little bit of spice. Okay. Well, here we go.
That might be one of my favorite Hefes.
I mean, it's definitely a Hefeweizen.
It's smooth. It's clean.
Do you think so? So I'm getting like loads of esters and loads of phenols, but it's not. Look, I'll tell you this. It's a good Hefeweizen. It's fine. It doesn't particularly soar for me.
Okay.
But there's nothing particularly glaringly wrong about it either.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. So it's.
I get a little vegetal taste on the aftertaste.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if this was an everyday, and think of this. Now, this is something we'll keep talking about as we go. But for 6 12-ounce cans, we paid what we would normally pay for a pint of beer
at a brewery. Yeah.
So again, if you want to cut some costs and still drink good beer, look at the lacing on the glass here. I mean, that'd be a good way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, solid.
Okay, I'm ready to race. I'm ready to.
Ready to race.
Ready to race.
I'm ready to rate.
Okay, so you ready to score it?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Okay, so as we jump into our second beer, and I'll go ahead and let you pour this out, babe. Tell us what we have.
So this is Boatswain Hazy IPA. It's by a Rhinelander Brewing Company. It's a 6.1%.
Okay, and again, exclusive to Trader Joe's. Here's the thing: is the variants and styles that are available. I'm impressed with. That's great. So we have a Hefe. We're now on a hazy, and look here again at the structure of that head.
Yeah, I'd call that. Would you say that's hazy? That's hazy.
Mine's not particularly hazy.
I don't know if that's the.
So I'm actually fairly clear on mine.
Mine's a little hazy, so ours is a little different. They come out of the same can, so.
But different portions of the can.
Different portions of the can.
Well, so let's see what's going on with the aroma here.
Okay.
Citrus, maybe pineapple.
Yeah.
Orange peel. Or tangerine.
Oh, yeah.
Or clementine.
There's a lot going on in this one, I think.
Yeah.
Can't quite pinpoint it.
No, that indicates good hop.
May I smell the hop?
I do too.
Whatever those hops are, I think they're Citra, Ella, and Mosaic.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, want to dive in?
Dive in. Let's do it. All right. What do you think of that one?
For me, there's a hop flavor. It's not very strong, so perhaps if, say, hop beers are not your thing, this might be a way of kind of gently expanding or pushing that envelope.
Kind of introducing it to somebody?
It's a little too much of a caramel note for me there.
Okay.
But again, at the price point, if you could be drinking, say, a Big House Brewery light beer or that, which would you prefer?
Well, I mean, I think I would go with this one.
I would too, absolutely.
For the price point, you really can't beat it.
Yes.
It's not exactly what I would consider a hazy IPA, which is what they're calling it.
Yeah.
But you still get those notes of hop, and citrus.
The malt is a little strong. Well, it is a little malt forward.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, look at the head, look at the foam. It's got a good aroma.
It's a little too clear.
So,
but it's still worth trying.
So I don't think, so you may see this reflected in the scores. It may not be as close to style, but say if we were rating on value for dollar, this would go way up. They may have some minor flaws for the style, but I mean, it's perfectly reasonable for what you spend. Yep. You ready to tell them what you think?
I think so. Are you ready?
We'll see. Okay, you about ready to crack into number 3?
Yes, I think so. So we're moving right along with Simpler Times Lager. It's by Simpler Times Brewing Company. It's a 6.2%.
A 6.2% lager, okay. So this might be like along with a fest beer or something to that. It's got more of that Meriton color, doesn't it? So one of the things, American styles tend to be lighter. Oh, you're putting more in. I'll definitely let you do that. Here's something else. I'm going to say right away. Look at that structure on the head.
Yeah, I mean, all the heads so far have been outstanding.
Beautiful. What would you call that?
That would be oatmeal.
Yeah. That's about right. Rocky head, or is it that cakiness?
Oh, it's pancakey.
Yeah.
Yeah, those bubbles before you flip a
They're
pancake.
popping. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on with the nose.
I smell caramel right off the bat.
I want to say graininess, and that's not exactly a great descriptor. I maybe do get some of the caramel, but I'm picking up lots of bread notes. Okay. And maybe a really light noble hop in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Color is golden, deep gold.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful,
nice.
Brilliantly clear.
Oh,
probably
yeah,
close to a Meriton.
Read right through that.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
Roast.
Roast. Not quite what I would expect from a lager.
Tell me what you think.
I mean, I said I got the caramel smell, so I definitely get the caramel taste also. So to me, it's a little sweet for a lager.
Yes.
It's a little, it's light body, which is not a problem for a lager, but it's almost like, besides that caramel, it's almost.
I don't get the, if I may, I don't get the light bodiness.
Okay.
I do get the oversweetness.
Yeah.
And in fact, take another sip, and I'm going to say a word. Wort. It tastes largely like, there's a taste of unfermented wort. Yeah. So there are a lot of the sweet, bready notes. Again, if you want to drink like a standard big box lager, I think you could do worse than to pick this.
Yeah,
instead.
I mean, you could definitely do worse, but if if I wanted a lager, I would not pick this.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. It is a little sweet.
Yeah.
But again, I would characterize any issues I'm having with these as minor flaws.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing that's screaming at me
Mm-mm.
a bad beer. And again, for the price point, you're talking about a value that's hard to beat.
Well, and when you're tasting beer, one of the things that we look out for are off flavors, which I haven't gotten any off flavors, and that's good. That means there's nothing been wrong in the canning process, the brewing process.
Right. We actually train with off flavors. We spike beers with off flavors so that we're able to recognize those different compounds. And I agree with you. I'm not picking up things like diacetyl or anything that would be disturbing.
Which is good. So so I mean, there's nothing glaringly wrong with these beers. In fact, they're quite enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see where they land. Okay, well, we're on number 4, and I'm eager to keep going.
Me too. This one is called Thru Red. It is a dry hopped red ale from Josephsbrau. Again, it's a 7.2%.
A 7.2% dry hopped red ale. Okay, so the color's probably right on.
There you go.
Here's one thing that you have to say for every one of these. The head structure has been huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
It really has.
Rocky.
Yeah, that one's rocky.
A lot of variants and bubbles, some large, some small, some real tight and tiny.
Very clear.
Yeah.
You can read through that.
Yeah, maybe not quite red.
Kind of a copper.
Maybe copper, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see what's going on here with the olfactory senses. I do get red ale, so I get like some toast.
I get that caramel again.
But it's not quite caramel. I know what you're saying, but can you refine that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's not sweetness. You can't smell sweet, right? We've talked about this.
I do get bread notes, sweet bread notes. But see, can I say sweet? If I say sweet bread, it's fair.
Got a nice sweet aroma.
Okay. All right.
I guess that's a good way to put it.
Well, let's see where this leads to, shall we?
We shall.
The hop.
I get the hop.
It's still a sweet malt forward beer.
Yeah, but there's a bit of a bitter on that, and I get the drying.
I do too. It takes a little while to develop for me in the back, but the first thing I get immediately is malt. Okay. And I get malt forward with all of this. Now notice when we've seen the big head structure and all the lacing on the glass, I would say there's plenty of malt in all of these.
Okay.
Of the ingredients that we take to brew, which is barley, generally, water, yeast, and
hops.
Hops. Which one of those is most expensive? Hops. So it's not a surprise that a beers at a lower price level will have less hops, less of the more experience. Having said that, it's pretty good. It's malt forward. Yeah. But it does finish in a hop.
You can see that. There's some lacing on the glass, which is multi characteristic.
Yeah. It does present initially sweet. And then some bitter notes develop. So.
Well, interesting.
Yeah. But again, if you're comparing this to, say, with no offense to anyone, Coors Miller Bud, I mean, okay, it may be a little more adventurous for the price point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I would take this over any of those three, to be honest with you.
Well, again, just looking at that glass.
Yeah, this is a better beer than that. So, you ready to score?
Yep, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, well, we've come to our fifth and final Trader's Joe brew. And what do we have here today, Jenny?
So this is Boatswain American IPA, which is 6.7% by...
Now, this is something I want everybody... I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's all good.
But we're on a blue screen.
Oh.
And so chances chances are you're looking right through her. So I'm sorry, I just pointed it out. We're producing too many videos and working too hard to worry about taking that out.
Maybe you can see it. It's a blue can.
It's a blue can,
so you know.
so you can't see it.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's Rhinelander Brewing Company,
Okay.
which we've had before with the other Boatswain. We had the hazy from them,
Yep.
and now we're doing an American IPA.
Okay, and again, these are all exclusive to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, you'll notice that the brewing companies, we've had 3. So.
Okay. Well, let's see where we go here. This is an American IPA. Copper. Here's the thing. Okay, we don't know anything about the hop characteristic, but what can we say about this beer? Say it with us, people.
Okay.
Say it with us. Malt characteristics, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can tell that by the head.
yeah. Now, again, we need another camera.
We really
need
do.
to get another camera.
We really do.
I wish you
Look at
could
that.
see, especially in Jennifer's glass, there's this huge variation of bubbles. Some huge, some small, a lot of really tiny ones.
That is a good thing to see
Yeah, there's a
when
lot
you're
of
pouring beer.
there's a lot of malt structure
You
in there.
want a head on your beer.
What does a head do on your beer?
It
What's it-
provides aroma.
Yeah, it lifts that aroma up to your nose. Remember, the first way you drink is with your eyes, and the second way you drink is with your nose. That's where before it even touches your lips, that's how we're enjoying that beer.
You have a definite impression of it by looking at it and smelling it.
Hey, this is hazier than the hazy was for me.
Yeah, see, an American should be
Fairly clear.
clear.
Okay,
So
that's all right.
it looks it's a little off, but let's see if the flavor.
Well, no, the color's right, but it is a little
Yeah,
hazy.
but it shouldn't be hazy. So
Okay.
we'll see if the flavor
I mean, the head's
lends
persistent.
itself to an American IPA.
Okay.
If I can get through all that beautiful foam.
You know, on the nose, I do get the malt, but then there's like flowers.
Perfumey, not
No.
floral.
No, yeah, floral. I don't think perfumey for me. Like I'm getting like wildflower. I know that's such a cheap
That's
answer.
interesting. Although when you say it, now I smell it. So
Well, that's like Hannah. She'll say the most outrageous. Our daughter will say the most outrageous thing when we're drinking a beer, and we're like, "That's crazy," and then we drink it, we're like,
yeah, every time she drinks a beer, it's some kind of cheese. That's what she equates it to, and then we all taste it that way. So.
"All right, hey, look what I did."
Oh.
I'm taking this seriously. Okay.
All right, you want to
Knock in.
see what the flavor is?
Okay.
Okay. An American IPA, I feel, should be earthy, dank. Sometimes, not all the time.
Could
But
be.
that's kind of what
It
I
could be.
equate with an American IPA.
Look, let's say this at least: piney, resinous, citrus, generally. Now, this still to me is malt forward,
Yeah.
but it's tempered with a little more bittering hops. Okay, so when you place the hops in the brew, depends on what kind of characteristics you extract from the brew, right? So if we put the hops early in the boil, we're getting bittering notes to balance the malt. If we put the hops later in the boil or even dry hopping after the boil, we're extracting primarily aromas. So again, you know, it depends on how we use the hops, what hops we use, how much bittering.
Right.
Bittering is measured in IBUs, which is...
International Bittering Unit.
That's right. Okay, so you generally see with beers ABV
Yeah.
IBU.
And this is a 79 IBU. It's on the can. So we know
And,
what they're saying it is.
yeah, and I
Or should
definitely
be.
get elevated bitterness, but again, it's so malt forward.
I'm losing some of the bitterness because of that maltness.
Yeah.
Maltiness.
Yeah, so I would say it balances. Again, if you think of like classic IPAs that you might love, this might not come close. But if you're introducing someone
This is
to the
probably
concept of IPAs,
it's a really solid way to do it.
Yeah,
And you don't have to spend the money.
that's true. That's another huge point, and I think that bears saying again. So we drink at a high level. don't misunderstand. We don't drink often, and we're very measured about what beer we have.
We are.
But because of our studies, we tend to drink at a high level, meaning we're drinking beers that are generally well regarded.
Yes, like the styles that are, perfect for that style.
So generally, if you're
Solid.
rating a beer, are you rating it on the high end or the low end in general?
In general, I'm rating high.
Yeah, I am too.
Because
we're drinking better
good,
beers. Yes.
Solid beer.
Now, so if you and I think you will, in our scores, you're going to see lower scores than maybe previously.
Mm-hmm.
Don't misunderstand that to mean that this is a beer we wouldn't say recommend. As Jennifer pointed at the price point, it's really hard to beat. Really hard to beat.
It's really, difficult.
So don't let price hold you back on trying flavors. For certainly not. Do you think you have an idea where you want to go with this?
I think I do.
Okay. Well, let's give it a shot. Okay, so what's your impression of our Trader Joe's experience here?
Well, so my impression of Trader Joe's is that they have a nice selection of beer that is definitely worth trying, but it's not maybe it's not like completely correct in style. For instance, the Hefe that we had first, I think we both got just a hint of a smoke flavor.
Yeah, we talked about that afterwards. Yeah.
We did, and that is inappropriate to a Hefe. Now, we've been trained, and we are training to be able to pull out characteristics of what actually is a solid Hefe. To style. So we know that that's inappropriate. Somebody else wouldn't know that. They might just enjoy that flavor.
And to be honest, as people who we both like smoked beers,
we do,
which is its own category, right?
So good.
So, having said that, we're not saying this is not a good beer. We're saying it's not appropriate to style according to the BJCP.
Right.
Which goes to the point we made at the beginning of the video.
Nobody can tell you what you like, nobody can tell you what you enjoy, and nobody can tell you what you think is a good beer. Yeah.
And, in closing, too, it's worth noting, a good sommelier will tell you that you don't need to spend more than $20 to have an excellent bottle of wine. If you know what you're looking for and you know what you like, there's no reason you can't have an excellent bottle of wine at a reasonable price. Right. The same is true for beer. Now, can you go in and expect that you're going to have like a world-class example? No. But you're going to get an honest try. You really are, and you're going to have a nice time. Doing it. So. Yeah, I think there's something to be said for that. I would really like to do this again to see if there are other stores that maybe we I think that's a great idea. And then we can kind of compare them and see where they fall. Yeah. And again, remember, if you only drink what's good, maybe this is the lesson for the two of us tonight, is if you only drink what's good, you kind of maybe take for granted the beer you're drinking. Yeah. And maybe it's good to drink some mid-level beers and to recognize I would rather have a mid-level beer than a subpar beer. Yeah. Every time. Life is too short to drink crap beer. That's true. Okay. Listen, we're so grateful to you for watching. We're particularly grateful for our fans in Australia who are showing up. That's a surprise, but we're grateful for you in Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane. That's just awesome. I love that. But we're really looking forward to having you for our upcoming episodes. And until then, may your beers be cold. And your beds be warm. Cheers. Cheers.